Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 45 of Collecting Justified. We're 45 episodes in, and I think this is the earliest we've been in at least the last 30 of them. At least the last 30. But we're here. We're live. We're almost all here. Almost all of us. You see, we might be missing a couple people, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So if you're here live, welcome. Make sure you hit that like button like it's asking in the poll. Hit that like button. It helps the algorithm. If you're watching on the replay, just know, yes, I still love you, but you hurt my feelings not being here live. It just feels like a dagger to the heart. Another heart attack. David's not here to object, so it'll be another heart attack. But we're here for Collecting Justified, your favorite Saturday night Toy Talk live stream podcast, whatever you want to call it, where we get together, we have fun, we banter, and we justify all this plastic crack that we can't stop buying. We just can't. It's a problem. It's a problem. But before we get into the housekeeping and say hello to the chat, and eventually an hour in get into our topic, let me introduce my wonderful co-host. And here's another one. Here's another one. There he is.
Oh, hey.
No. Hello, David. Hey, we were all here on time. No big deal. No big deal. We were all here. It's okay. It's okay. I know it's my fault. I asked David to feed Andrew. Andrew's in the basement. And it's like 30 steps, man. 30 flights of steps, I should say, down there. But anyway, let me get my ugly mug off the main screen. There we go. That's a little better. So, gentlemen, everybody doing all right today?
Yeah. Doing good.
We've got the wonderful, the best voice on YouTube, Kenny Encountered Culture. If you haven't caught his Friars Day stream this week, it was on Friday, right, Kenny?
It was.
Yeah. And we're all just one big live streaming family, like you, me, Dan Who, Jay's Toy Collection UK. And here's the thing. It is impossible on one night to talk about everything that goes on, even on a slow week. But Kenny really does the deep dive into like the big news of like the pre-orders and all that. And then this is the screw off stream. We just show up and just banter and eventually get to something. But make sure you catch Kenny's stream, his Friars Day stream. Is it Thursday? Is it Friday? Who knows?
No one knows.
Who knows?
To be honest though, I just put up the pictures. Alexi does the analytics. Okay, he breaks it down. All right.
Okay. Alexi flips that coin to see if it's gonna be Thursday or Friday.
Right.
It's like, wait, when do I have plans? Yeah, it landed on heads, Kenny. Yep. Sorry, man. Friday this week.
Yeah. Groundhog saw its shadow last week, so we did it on Friday.
That's right.
Alexi, you doing all right today, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. So it's been a long week. Not because I've been busy, but because I haven't been busy. And so like those days kind of blur together, Yeah. So next week, going back to work and just doing all three of the shows this weekend. So I did the Friars Day stream last night, and now I'm doing this one tonight. And then tomorrow I'm doing Legends and Liquor. So I'm going to squeeze all that toy talk out of me so that I can just go right into my work week.
There you go.
The trifecta. You're going to have a toy hangover, Alexi, come Monday morning. Toy hangover. But speaking of hangover, you can look at his face. There's no hangover there. Bright and beautiful. How are you doing today, David?
Good. I won't look this fresh tomorrow at this time because it's Pride weekend. So I'm not going to be on the Legends and Liquor stream, but I'm going to be engaging in some liquor somewhere at some point.
And being a legend.
Being legendary at the bar somewhere for Pride. So happy Pride to any LGBTQIA plus community out there that watches the stream and is part of the family here. It's last weekend of Pride Month, so about to make it a big one.
Oh, there we go. Everybody have fun and be safe out there, right? Have fun. Drink responsibly. David will be your DD. He'll be your designated driver. Don't worry. He doesn't have to drink.
I will be your double D. I will be your double D for sure.
But gentlemen, let's get into this housekeeping. We got some toys to talk about tonight. No, we're not really going to get in any reveals unless anybody wants to bring anything up, but we've got a pretty good topic, and I've got some exciting pickups. I don't know if you guys do too, but we're going to do the housekeeping. We're going to say hello to the chat, and then we're going to talk some toys. So, again, welcome to Collecting Justified, like I said, your favorite Saturday night toy talk show, 8:45-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who knows? I'm debating back and forth. Am I going to change it to 9 o'clock eventually? I don't know. I'm just kind of a stubborn person, so I'm like, no. I said it's 8:45. It's 8:45. So it's 8:45 for now. But show up with us live every Saturday night that you can, or catch the replay if you are choosing not to love us too much. Whatever. But we talk toys. We justify our collecting. Like David said, we're inclusive around here. We don't care who you are. Just come talk toys. We're all toy collectors. Who gives a shit, right? Who cares? We're all from different parts of the world right here on this panel, right? We got West Coast, East Coast, Northeast, Southeast, Alexi's the only West Coast, but so Collecting Justified, we just all show up, try to justify all this crap. You can see Andrew's not with us tonight. Sadly, he was drug kicking and screaming to the basement. I don't know why he gets 3 hot meals a day and there's cable down there. I don't know why we pay for cable down there. He just watches like reruns of MASH. I don't know why, but it's down there. I might cut the cord at any point. It depends on you guys. The free Andrew from the Basement Fund is open. All funds Andrew would greatly appreciate. And speaking of supporting the channel, you can also become a Justified channel member. There are 2 tiers to this system, the Justified and Justified MVP. I appreciate everyone equally. David appreciates everyone equally. Alexi appreciates everyone equally. Andrew, when he's allowed to and allowed out of the basement, he appreciates all the channel members equally. I think that's everyone. Yeah. That's everyone that appreciates everyone equally. No. Oh, Kenny. Yeah. No, Kenny thinks all you guys are lesser in the Justified. I think Kenny was telling me that there needs to be a 3rd tier so he can look down on both these current tiers. He just wants like no one else in the 3rd tier. He just wants to be able to say everyone else is lesser. That's what I heard. That was the rumor. That's what I heard. So that's what Andrew told me. So speaking of the wonderful channel members, we have the Justified MVPs and the Justified, like I said, and we thank you every week, twice a week, twice a Saturday at the beginning and end of the live stream. You love to hear it the first time. By the second time, you're probably over it. About 30 minutes into that readout, usually. So we'll do it quick and easy right here. Quick and easy, David, and in celebration of Pride Month. Okay. So thank you to the Justified MVPs, Z-Man 12 Bat, Legion X, Compulsive Collector, John Morrissey, David, Evan, and Smith, Michael Davis, St. James. Big shout out to St. James. Go watch Kenny's stream. At the end, I may have not won something, but through the generosity of the winner, Christopher Allen, I am receiving something from St. James. So thank you, St. James. Thank you, Christopher Allen. Thank you, Kenny, I guess, for sponsoring that live stream.
I was there,
yeah. Yeah, he was there. It happened. Alexi was there too. Thank you, Alexi. Thank you more than Kenny, actually. Thank you. I don't know why. I just felt like the right thing to say. I don't know.
I get it. I get it.
It makes
Speaking
sense.
of Kenny, here we go, Kenny. Thank you. Encountered Culture. Make sure you subscribe to him on YouTube. The links are in the description down below for Kenny's YouTube, everybody's Instagram. There are no excuses to not be following and subscribe to everybody here. Also, bring toys to work, Michael. I'm missing like seeing Michael's Instagram posts in my life. I can't wait for him to like come back with the bring toys to work like videos and the reels and the posts and everything. I'm missing it, Michael. I'm missing just all those epic displays. So hopefully we see that back one day. Speaking of someone I miss, Dan Who reviews. Yeah, I feel like I haven't been on a Dan Who live stream in forever. Just it doesn't line up. Something about having a new baby doesn't allow me to hop on Legends and Liquor around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It conflicts, you know. But Dan, love you, miss you. He might pop in on here every now and then. I guess it would help if we didn't stream like 1 a.m. his time. Then Christopher Allen. Love you, Christopher Allen. Displayed once, Rich M. Rich M, I'm not feeling the love right now. Ever since you tried to steal John Morrissey away from us, away from me and Kenny. Just not feeling it, Rich. I'm not feeling it. Kurt K, everyone's favorite toy collecting grandpa. Cole's Cave. Ya boy's got toys. There he is. Super Turk 5000. Look, that wasn't on purpose. Ya boy's got toys and Super Turk 5000 side by side. It just seems right. Right, Alexi? Just seems right. Mikey Moonboots, not Miley Moonboots. Jay's Toy Collection UK. Chi Chi Collects. Jared Byrne. Jesse Hubbard. Stone Capybara. Gabriel, Lone Dragon. It started with a click, Shelley. Phil Jones, AJ Marine, Cardback, Darth Primus, The Wolfpack. I think I was supposed to put that is Miguel. I don't know why I didn't type out the whole name. I think it was running into Captain Carrot's ears before I redid the graphic. I don't know. But that is the Wolfpack Toy Reviews. John Busink Jr., Codeman 617, B Wong, Braithian. Did we ever figure that out? Braithian? Braithen? Braithian?
I think it's Braithen.
Braithen. Okay. Braithian. Cyber, Robert Falcone, and K-Mac. Thank you to all the Justified channel members. Again, I don't look down on either tier. Not like someone else here. And look, guys, look. Okay. Look, so we were working on putting something like this together. And it was kind of a debate back and forth on what we were going to call this. But for right now, this is a placeholder. I just wanted to feature all the guests that have been on the show, the full-time guests. We've had some people pop in, but like the guests where the show is kind of circled around them. And I didn't really realize that for such a young show, we've had some guests on. We've got Rocco is well known, whether you love him or hate him.
Who?
9 to 5 Rocco the Great. 9 to 5 Warriors. Our friend Brandon, toy creator, working on wave 2 of 9 to 5 Warriors right now. Dan, who reviews a little small channel you might know of. Collecting Snook, fellow weeb shit lover, like you would say, David. Cleva's Multiverse. I loved having Cleva on. Cleva's such a great guy. He gave us a shout out on his most recent video. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah,
but,
that was nice.
Poc Photos. Poc, I see Poc everywhere. He's very supportive of everybody. He's just like, how did Michael put it? He's like just a diamond in the rough of the community. Or something like I just see him everywhere. He's got nothing but positive stuff to say every time I see him. Cole's Cave, who just came just crashing into the scene of toy photography. Z-Man, we've had Z-Man on I think twice. He's always been a supporter of the channel, the earliest supporter of the channel. Rick's been on 3 times I think with us. Yeah, Rick's been on 3 times. He's helped me with Cuppy illustrations and all that good stuff. Had friend Andrew from Cartoon Dumpster Dive on to talk cartoon lines we might want. And they're not even on YouTube. Their podcast is on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all that stuff. But I think we've had a broad range of guests. And I think I can maybe publicly announce 2 more, technically 3 guests. Well, we'll say 2 guest appearances. So I don't know if I told you guys, we're having Disavowed on, Disavowed Action Figures, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
He did have to push. He was going to be on the 12th, but he's going to be doing something that day. So we pushed it to the 19th. So the 19th of July, we'll have Disavowed Action Figures on. And I have to look. We're having the Between Two Sentinels guys, Machu Toy and
J-Shot
on the end of August, I think. That's the earliest day they have available, but they'll come on. So that'll be fun. Yeah. I shot J-Shot a message. I was like, hey, man, would you ever want to come on? He was like, oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
cool.
I was like, oh, awesome. So, also, we're on talks with a few other people. I want to have more people on. I have fun sitting down and we see and interact in comments with everybody and everything, but it's completely different getting to sit down and actually talk to somebody for a couple hours. So I have a lot of fun with that. But today, so last week we talked about our top 3 so far. So this week we're going to talk about the future. We're always looking ahead, right? Like, who cares about what we got today? What are we getting tomorrow? What are we getting tomorrow? So the most anticipated releases to come hopefully this year, hopefully by the end of this year, we get all this stuff that we're going to talk about today. But who knows, right? Who knows? I feel pretty confident in most of it, pretty confident. So we're going to go through our top threes. We'll squeeze in some honorable mentions. So the slideshows, I only did top threes, so honorable mentions I'm not going to have pictures for. But we'll get through it. We will manage, right? We will manage. So let me get this off the screen right there. But guys, before we get into all that, let's say hi to the chat. So John Morrissey was here bright and early. It's another Saturday night. I ain't got nobody, but I got some money, so I might as well drop some super chats. Let's get justified. Thank you, Morrissey. Also, Dan Who Reviews was here saying we have a fantastic stream. You know, Dan, he pops in at the beginning and he has to go to bed at some point. He has something called work. I don't know what that is. He says he has to get up for it early in the morning. I don't know. Of course, Kenny was here in the chat as well, and he's on the screen. Look at him right there. Mike Hext is here. David was here dropping some emojis. We've got Flapuma here. I've seen Flapuma around everywhere, and he's dropping the hashtag justified in other people's chats, and I greatly appreciate that, Flapuma. Let's see here. Is that Micah? I am Micah. Hello. Waving, saying hello. Let's see. Also, Gabriel is here. Happy Saturday, everyone. What's up, Gabriel? Rowdy Riles as well. Howdy. What's up, Rowdy Riles? And Home Dude is here. What's up, guys? What I missed? Nothing yet. We're just getting started, Home Dude. Just getting started. Jared Byrne is here. Hope everyone is well tonight. We are, Jared. We are. And it's, Jared, it's probably about like 1 at least midnight where you are. Or he's probably getting ready for bed, unless he's staying up late working on some of those awesome G.I. Joe displays. JBTM is here as well. Hello, gentlemen. What's up, JB? Let's see. Dan, who's asking, did I not have a midweek wrap up this week? I didn't get around to it. I'm working on shooting and editing some other videos, so I had to make a choice. I was like, do I stop and do this, or do I keep working on this? And it just didn't happen. So maybe I'll have to put the weekly in quotation marks or something, or like an asterisk beside it, like next to weekly Wednesday. I'm not changing the name, David. I'm not changing the name. It's still going to say weekly. It just won't. It might not.
Just doesn't tell you which week.
Right. Exactly. It happens during a week, right? It just maybe not every week. Northern Nomad is here as well. Let's see here. Oh, Compulsive Collector dropping his 8-month. Look, John loves us so much. He loves me so much. He's been a channel member for 8 months. Say no storm to knock out Justin's internet tonight. There goes this week's episode. Well, John, actually, I was a little worried about it because it seems like every Saturday night we do have a storm pop up here, and it knocked out a bunch of power around me. But mine's fine. Mine's fine for now. We'll see. Art G's here as well. What's up, Art? And he said, Disavowed is my neighbor. Yeah, y'all. You guys are just like, duking it out at those discount stores for the toy hunts. That's what I hear, Art. And Lorenz is here. The Blackder came just to see if Kenny's road came. Nothing yet, Kenny. Nothing yet.
Time will tell.
All right. Speaking of, okay, so does everybody have something to show off today? We got some pickups.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Alexi, nothing.
I got nothing.
Oh, the mail robbed by the mailman. Robbed by the mailman. All right, so we'll start with David here. David, what have you picked up this week?
Well, I should have the Cyborg Superman that Kenny was kind enough to send me, but we talked about this. You're supposed to deliver it to me by hand. You're supposed to drive to my door.
Is it not there?
No,
It said it would be there by 5:25 today.
I looked at the tracker and it said notice was left at 8:09 in the morning. There was no secure location to leave the package, so I can then go to the post office on Monday and pick it up. But the post office is literally down the block, so I don't know what the hell happened. I get packages delivered all the time. There's plenty of secure locations to leave the packages at, so I don't think they even tried to deliver it. But that's just my theory.
Man.
But David has so many locations you can put a package in.
Exactly. Many secure locations. So yes, I don't have that, But listen, this is the learning experience, Kenny. Next package,
I'll
you've
just
got to
drive
come
it up.
deliver it to me
Yeah.
personally. Okay.
If you got to do it right, you got to do it
Yeah.
yourself. You know.
Yeah.
Lessons learned.
So, but I did this week to go on my weekly Wednesday toy hunt. Usually on New Comic Book Day, I'm off work,
It was
and I'm usually going.
Borderline copyright infringement there, David.
Well, hey, I mean, I was doing it first and more consistently. So, I mean, who's really copyright infringing who? Okay. But I didn't find a whole lot of like, I don't really need anything that's out right now, but I did find a few things that work for Pride Month. I found some gay kind of stuff. So I found the retro carded Dr. Mindbender.
So gay.
Yeah, that
on the
fits.
peg.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hell yeah.
if this isn't a Pride purchase, I don't know what it would be, because.
So with that design, do you think that was intentional, like back in the day, or is it just like that has to be intentional, right?
I mean, the tall boots, the steel
Codpiece.
crotch plate. Is that what we would call this?
Yeah.
That works for me. Yeah.
You don't see a lot of crotch plates in modern fashion today.
That's true. It's true.
And then
Bring it back, David. Bring it back.
Maybe tomorrow when I go out to the city.
Is that a vac metal crotch plate?
I mean,
you could see your reflection in it.
Right. And then the chain harness piece and sleeveless Cobra trench, highlighting his snake affiliations. So, I mean,
Dude's ready for Milan.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
The
And
monocle is a
monocle.
nice
You
touch. Yeah.
Can't go
He
wrong with
joined
a
Cobra
handlebar
by
mustache and a monocle.
accident.
So,
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, it's snake logos. That's exactly what we're talking about. He was like, what? No,
I'm just really into snakes.
his serpent is ready to strike. So yeah, so Dr. Mindbender, he'll join the action figure gay bar. Copyright Boy Toys, trademark. And then I also found the blowtorch figure. Now, this thing, these little wires and hoses just don't stay connected.
no.
But I bought the blowtorch figure because the head was really, really nice. And I'm
Nice.
always on the lookout for great head. So, but I don't want to keep that head on this figure because he's got a whole mask and a helmet. So you don't really see the head. So I used a Power Rangers head on him that is ugly. So,
That's fair.
yeah, so I can just use this somewhere in a G.I. Joe display. But I bought it for the head because I plan to use it for something. I don't know what, but it's a really, really nice head. Anybody that's seen Blowtorch knows what a very nice head he has.
There's no such thing as too much head. So
exactly.
Nice.
Like, how could I pass up great head when I find it in the aisle at Target? You know,
I can't.
usually have to go to the back room.
Maybe not in the aisle at Target.
Hey,
Might
it was
pass
very
on that.
affordable. It was very affordable head. And then I know, Justin, you've bought these before, but the Teeny Tinies collection
Oh, I haven't
has
seen
a
that one.
strawberry shortcake version. So I was surprised by this. It was like on a top shelf, like in Five Below, and not like on a peg, but there's actually a strawberry shortcake figure in it.
Ah.
So yeah. So
Is it the same size as the other ones? The
yeah.
other set?
Well, no, she's taller. But yeah, I really like all the accessories and everything for it. So, you know, can't go wrong. But very gay. And then
$5. So $5.
I bought my spirit animal, the Grumpy Care Bear.
Grumpy Care Bear. Okay.
Was in the aisle at Target, and I just like sitting him next to my bed and having him judge me this way.
I feel like your Target aisles are very active.
Very active.
There's a lot going on in Target.
So he turned as he was acquiring good head in the toy aisle. He turned and that Care Bear is just looking at him like
Just
that.
staring at him like judging.
Yeah, but he's so cute. So definitely had to get this. And did I show you guys my like quick custom Rick Jones from Marvel?
You said a picture, but you didn't show it on stream.
Okay, yeah. So it's Logan MCU body with a Power Rangers head and a different Power Rangers hair. and the Negabands from one of the Captain Marvel figures.
Yeah.
So
Peter
backpack.
Parker backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So got to figure out where I'm going to display him, but I just wanted a simple Rick Jones, and I think it does the job. So yeah.
Got to say, David, with your pickups, the comments are rolling in. Rowdy Riles, mines aren't the only thing he's bending.
Yeah.
Home Dude said it's a chastity lock. Art G's asking if Mindbender is going to be your cosplay at NYCC. And John Morrissey says, thanks to seeing that Mindbender fig, he's now gay. So
welcome, John Morrissey.
And also Blowtorch. That's the scene that is most anticipated in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All Rowdy
right,
Riles agrees that Grumpy is the best Care Bear.
Look at that face. You gotta love it.
Look at him.
And so many points of articulation on that too. So
all the ones you need. All the ones.
Yeah, all the ones you need. All right, David. Anything else?
That is it. That is all of it. And hopefully Cyborg Superman by Monday. If I got to go walk down a block and pick it up myself, whatever.
Well, this is when Kenny shows off that he still has it.
And guys, my pickup is a Cyborg Superman now.
It's still got the shipping label on it.
Yeah, it's actually David's box. I don't know what they fake dropped off to you or attempted to drop off, as they say.
Turn to sender. Kenny, the saga continues. Have you found the Chase Cyborg Superman yet?
Here we are, another week, and here I am, another week without a red Cyborg Superman. See this? See how empty my hands are? Come on.
It's a Target exclusive, right?
It is.
Everybody, if you're in your Targets, just keep Kenny in mind, okay?
Please. It's all I'm looking. I mean, it's not all I'm looking for, but it's one of the things I'm looking for. It's out there. It's just
you're not looking
here.
for good head at Target?
Always, but
okay.
Clearly my targets are less active. But they did have this.
Woo!
Okay, so there you go. There you go, Lorenz. It did arrive, and I appreciate that, Archie. Thank you. Oh, you found 4? Dude, I went to so many targets. I have like 3 targets near me. Every day I was going, nothing, but it's the name of the game. I get it. But yes, I did get the reissue of Rogue, so that's good. A little bit of backtracking with the Sentinels on the way eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta, do a little backtracking on these X-Men 97 figures, but Rogue is checked off. So, and that's actually it. That's the only pickup I had this week. Pretty slow week.
Besides that, Chase Cyborg Superman right there.
Right.
The invisible version.
Yes.
Right there. Let's see here. John Morrison says, Kenny, I stopped by my Target this afternoon just for you. And the red Cyborg Superman, but I struck out. I'll keep looking. Dang. And Darth Sinister's here. What's up, boys? What's up, Darth? Glad to see you here, my friend. All right. So Alexia has no pickup, so I guess it's back to my ugly mug right here. So I thought it was going to be a slow week, right? I thought it was. So, I shared a little sneak peek with you guys on me getting this Marrow figure, right? Let me tell you, the shipping was impeccable. So I've never seen this before. So, off Mercari, got a great deal on it. No Build-A-Figure piece, but it was still in box. I don't need the Build-A-Figure piece because I'm not going to buy the rest of the figures, right? So it's whatever. I can get it for cheap without it. The guy shipped it with just the shipping label on the Marvel Legends box. And it was the first time I ever seen that.
Hell yeah, that's
no, I threw it away. But so here's the thing. Like at first I was like, are you serious? But I kind of get it because it is in a box, right?
It's sufficient, I suppose.
Yeah, but man, like, what if I was I can't even say what if I was an inbox collector? It's missing the Build-A-Figure piece. It's already been opened, so I don't know, man. I want to be irritated about it, but I just thought it was funny. I got my figure's fine, so who cares?
I think it puts at risk like anybody that's that's touching
yes,
it in the
that
delivery
should
process
that's
that
the concern. Yeah.
may want
Yeah.
to steal it if they know what's actually in it. A plain brown box conceals any of that.
Exactly.
So like that's the weirdest thing for me. It's like, what if the mail delivery person was a amazing Marvel Legends collector and was like, oh shit, a free Marrow. Let me
Yeah, I just started my
sneak around
Marvel
in the
versus
tray and
Capcom.
continue to deliver this empty box to you. You know, like hopefully that's not the experience.
Great point, David. Great point. I will say that I will don't order any like maybe adult toys from this guy because they won't be concealed. It'll be like out of box and like the label will just be like wrapped around it. I guess I don't know.
Do you order a lot of adult toys on Mercari?
No, that's it. Just popped into my mind right there, David. You know, with all the talk,
Well,
this
now I
stream brings
don't.
it out of me. So I got that Marrow. Also, continuing with some X-Men related stuff. I got my
Oh,
CT Toys Gambit. I still haven't opened it. And so I shared the news with you guys that CT Toys now has a US warehouse. So they're shipping stuff over to store at that warehouse. And the price is a little higher, but it's quicker shipping when you order off AliExpress. I have a theory because Rush, I shared the link with Rush at one point. Or let him know about it. And he ordered from the same store as me a long time after I did. And we got ours on the same day. So these supposedly aren't in the warehouse, but I feel like while they're shipping stuff to the warehouse, they might be shipping stuff like this in like batches and then distributing it from the warehouse because the shipping label was from like New York or New Jersey or something on it. So I feel like they're sending some stuff in batches because it's cheaper that way for them either way, and then shipping it out because it's just very weird that we received ours on the same day because Rush is in Florida and I'm in South Carolina, so that would kind of make sense. So who knows? Just a theory. I can't prove it, but I don't care. When I order stuff from AliExpress, I expect it to take forever. So, but I got it, and also the box is not beat up. First time getting something off AliExpress where the box is not beat up. So yeah, he looks good. I can already kind of see a couple like little paint app issues maybe, but it's very small blemishes. And this is a fraction of the price of the Mafex. Alexi, what's the Mafex going for right now?
Oh man, probably like 150 to 180, if not more.
wow.
See, I paid 27 for this one. So
There you go.
so I'll take it. And then so I've a couple more pickups, and so this might. So I got some troopers, right? So I'll get into the big thing in a minute. So I sold off all my classified stuff, right? Because I couldn't keep going. It's too much coming out. It was getting too expensive. And I was going to end up getting like the helicopter or something like that. And a big purchase that I have nowhere to put it, right? And so I got rid of the Joes. And if I had any generic troops to keep to like have my good guys beat up or whatever, or just have like Batman fighting some like generic looking soldiers, I would have kept some, but they were all like named characters. So just get rid of one, might as well get rid of all of them, you know? But I made a purchase. And I was like, well, I need some troopers. So I ended up getting these. Let me hold on. My camera focus. Got a couple of these troopers, right? These are like just generic troopers, right? These are from Valaverse. These are Action Force.
Okay.
Great figures. Articulation's great. The accessories are on point. So they look like generic soldiers. And then I got, the red guy. He can kind of be like the leader, right? Whatever. And I thought this guy looked cool with a vac metal helmet, and it kind of looks like a generic trooper still. If the camera will focus, there it goes.
There you go.
That's really cool. Look at that helmet, man. That's awesome. And they all have the little flip down like night vision goggles. So nice. You might be asking, like, Justin, like, why do you randomly need all these troopers? I decided to get this little thing So,
Oh yeah.
jeez.
Yes. Okay.
So
Makes
I'm
sense.
just gonna do the rest of the stream like this.
Perfect.
Look at this. So
Sick.
I missed out on. I didn't pre-order like the G.I. Joe Vamp even when I still had classified, and I missed out on it, and I never backtracked or anything. And I got this because you can use this as like, you put the troopers in it, but it's also like kind of generic looking enough too, where it can just be like a basic vehicle for like any display or anything like that. And I've got the Musk on the way, so this can fit on the road of the Musk up in that display if I want to, for like any
nice.
shots or anything like that. But dude, it is huge. You can take.
Is that your first vehicle, Justin, in your collection?
Besides the Batmobile and the Joker mobile, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for
you have,
now,
like,
this is just going to be on the floor next to them, but it is hefty.
Sick.
It comes with a driver, so it comes with a figure. And he re-released this. Valaverse re-released this for a good bit less. I forget how much it was the first round, but retail on this with the figure, for this re-release is like $124. And it's free shipping. And yeah, so that was crazy. You can take the gun off the top, and there's just like a regular hatch you can put on if you don't want that up there. The steering wheel actually turns the rubber tires. It's a working winch. It's cool, man. This is a cool toy. Like I've said before, if Classified had made something that looked kind of a little more less like out in the field, like a more like regular colored vehicle, I probably would have broke and got one. But this can just blend in really anywhere. It's a cool, fun toy. So I'm excited about it. And I got like little troopers to put in it and stuff. And my 4-year-old was just as excited as me when this got here today. He was loving to play with it. So
did you decide where your Musk is going to go yet?
Yeah, it's gonna go like under the Marvel sign back there.
Okay.
Right across that shelf. So the Spider-Man fire escape display is just gonna flow straight into that. The Musk is tall, so it's gonna go pretty high up. But
yeah, that's a good spot.
Yeah.
What about the depth on top of those cubes? Like how deep into the depth? Like
so they are.
The wheels are going to be hanging off.
No. So it's deep enough so there's some space at the wall at the back of it, so the road part of the Musk might hang off just like a hair. Okay. But by my measurements it should like fit perfect. I'm okay with a little bit of overhang from like the road, but like the main part, like where the building is and like the side, because it's the building, the sidewalk, and then the road on the Musk, so it's going to be pretty evenly distributed. And I'll be honest with you, if I did get it and it just didn't fit on that shelf, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm getting a new shelf. That's I'm really excited about that. I just to be able to do like a cool like I don't know, dynamic display. Like I'm excited. And I just hope everything fits by the time it gets here. But with the Vanguard here, even if like I have too many figures up there where that won't fit up there permanently, I can still put it up there for shots, and it can sit in the floor next to my Batmobile. I don't care. It's just a cool, fun toy. Let's see here. So that's all of my pickups. Just a little small something. We have a $6.16 super chat from John Morrissey. Justin, don't you think that you need to add a Weeb Shit mobile to your collection? John Morrissey, if the right one comes out, I will, my friend. If the right one shows itself, I definitely will. There was a little filler arc in Dragon Ball Z where Goku and Piccolo, I think, learn how to drive. So if they, it was a really fun arc.
They take driver's ed, yeah. They take driver's ed, and Piccolo's instructor is like coming on to him, and she's like a lead foot driver too. It's pretty good.
That's great. If they come out with like one of those cars with like exclusive like Piccolo or Goku, like because they wore like very specific outfits in that too.
Yeah, like
Piccolo's a
civilian
green
clothes
too. So yeah. So it was funny. So please, SH Figure Arts, release that car, and I will definitely get it. I will definitely get it. So, John Morsey, thank you so much for that super chat, my friend.
Thank you so much for being my friends.
All right. Oh, Z-Man's here as well. What's up, Z-Man? Oh, make sure I don't miss anybody else. All right, fellas. We are 42 minutes in, and I think we're ready to go into the main topic. There is one thing I wanted to touch on before we went to the main topic. It's some news that I think can't be ignored. Kenny, I think you did touch on this on your show. The Hasbro deciding to lay off, what was it, like 150 more people? Was something like that? 150, 130. And one of them was one of the faces of the Marvel Legends team, one of the big three, Ryan Ting. And it sucks. And I know everybody's talking about it. The sad thing is it's just like the definition of corporate America, really. And it's scary. And that's why, like, I will always say, like, I have no loyalty to any single toy company. I buy what's cool. It's just, if I buy something from Hasbro or Mattel, Valaverse, SH Figure Arts, I don't care. I want the product. And it's scary, man. I wouldn't want to have my dream job just to have to like worry about getting fired, like whenever they do these layoffs, like 3 or 4 times a year. It's terrible. We wish him the best. We don't know him personally. I know, Kenny, you met him at NYCC, I think, last year.
So David was there. We were
David met him too.
Yeah, we had like a brief interaction with him after the Hasbro panel. Seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, and it's just weird to me for you to be able to cut ties with somebody who's like a face out and about and everyone knows and associates with them. I say everyone knows, not everyone knows, but people really big into Marvel Legends see him out and about everywhere. He's on live streams. You see Ryan, Dan, or Dwight, and you just think Marvel Legends. So it's just weird, man. It's a weird feeling, just seeing that. And I just wanted to acknowledge it. There's nothing we can do about it. I mean, and it sucks, right? It sucks, but wish Ryan the best.
I'm really sad by this news. Like, everybody has their opinions about how the face team of Marvel Legends conducts themselves, and like we never really know like who has what say about what goes on in the line. But one thing that we do know about Ryan Ting is like he's a really passionate fan. He's been a trading card collector. He's been an action figure collector. He's a big Marvel fan. He's very passionate about everything that he does. And so like, it's just sad for me to think that like the line is losing somebody who cares so much about the subject matter.
Right.
Because I think that the line will suffer somehow for it. Like we know Dan Yoon is passionate. Dwight, I don't know. He seems to have a questionable understanding of Marvel, but you know that Ryan and Dan both really, really love what they do and they care about the characters. So like, it's just sad to like think of what will now not be a present voice in where this line goes. And like, he's been with it for so long. I think he said it was 2013 to 2025. So like 12 years of like his career devoted to this line. So it's just really unfortunate. And like, I don't think he watches. I've never seen him in a chat, but if you're out there, Ryan, I'm sorry to hear about that. Like, if you do watch, come on, Justified, and let's have a closeout session to honor your contribution to Marvel Legends. We would love to have you on here. I'd love to chat with you. Like, you've done a lot of great things, and you've been a part of a really great line that has.
Please go to Mattel for their DC line. Excuse me.
What did you say?
I said, please go to Mattel for their DC line.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, what he has done is proven a track record of what he can do to sustain a line for a long amount of time and keep fans invested. So he could have his pick of other jobs. This could be a blessing in disguise for him, but it is sad for Marvel Legends, and it's sad for Marvel Legends fans that we don't get the benefit of you anymore. So cheers to you, Ryan. You're a good guy. Appreciate all the work that you did. So
Well said, David.
Here.
I will say that it's easy, and everyone blames the three guys you see on camera for everything, basically, when they can only control what they can control. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and that's what comes with the job, right? If you're going to be the face in front, you're going to get the praise and the blame.
Right.
It's just what happens. But like you said, David, I think we are going to feel this eventually with maybe the direction the line takes, because you don't know these guys behind the scenes. They might be banging the table trying to get us like this stuff, you know? Look at a great example and something I equate it to, and I don't know any of this. Like, this is just I don't know. I don't think it's any coincidence that Star Wars Black Series has been on the up and up after a certain amount of time. A friend of ours has been on that marketing side since Brandon went and he's on the Black Series team now. Now you see it's with the San Diego exclusive, but finally getting Force Push hands. They're getting more, characters that people have been asking for. And I've heard like Black Series collectors really happy with the way the line seems to be going now. So having the right people in the right place can really help. And especially if they're a collector themselves and they have their finger on the pulse of what the collectors want. And it's not just someone sitting in office saying, well, okay, yeah, this next wave, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, who else? Who cares? And we just need those.
Whatever we have the budget for.
Exactly. So and the thing is, like, in his post, it wasn't that he was let go necessarily. It was just because, you're not it was they cut his position.
Yeah.
So that tells me that they're not gonna I wouldn't think have a third person. So it might just be two people up there with Dwight and Dan at this point. So hopefully that's not too big of a workload increase on.
That's what seemed weird. It was like, if we've watched these streams a long time, and like, it's Dwight is from design and Dan and Ryan are both from marketing. Right. So I just imagined, like, in this decision, it was just some high up exec in the office watching the live stream and be like, do we really need two guys from marketing? Like, maybe we can cut something somewhere. And like, that person, whoever made that decision, may not really even know what Ryan contributes versus what Dan contributes, or like why we had two of them representing the line on these streams. But like, it just seems like such a weak, like, kind of decision to just like arbitrarily eliminate his position. I know he's been with the line for a long time. I'm sure he made a decent salary, but I mean, that what it really comes down to in all these big businesses is where can they save money? And that's the downside to staying with one company for so long. You get to this kind of salary cap, and then you become the expendable thing when they need to save a chunk of money in a quick amount of time, Yeah.
When it comes down to it, on paper, when your boss's boss looks at it, you're all just money signs. That's all.
Ones and zeros.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But guys, I just wanted to acknowledge that. I felt like we couldn't. But let's get into some happier things. Okay. Let's get into some happier things. Some things that are coming out. So let's get into our most anticipated releases coming into the second half of the year. What we at least hope might be coming out. So the order here, let's see here. I think I've got us in order. Let me double check. I think we're going to go Kenny, Alexi, David, and then me. So that's kind of perfect the way I got it right there. So, Kenny, yes. I believe this is your number 3. And you can also go over any honorable mentions you might have, unless you want to save them for right before your number 1. I don't know how you guys want to do it.
I don't either. I'm just going to make this up as I go. Yes. So, Dragon Man, right? We've been talking about some of the great figures that have come out, and we're looking at these great like Marvel versus Capcom figures that are starting to trickle out, right? But then I think a lot of people kind of put Dragon Man in the back of their minds, and you gotta bring that to the forefront, because Dragon Man's coming. All right, Dragon Man's coming. He's going to be big. He's going to be chunky. He's going to look good on the shelf. This is the first time they get this made to order situation for Marvel Legends, right? So trying something new. And I mean, I don't know. I don't think we saw any numbers on that, but I feel like it should have been a success, right? They went and followed it up with a Sentinel. So obviously they didn't fail and fall flat on their face the first time around. So yeah, I like the model made to order, and even more so, I like the offering of Dragon Man, a hole for many collectors, not David, but for many other collectors, is this Dragon Man, and a figure I'm very much excited about. Yeah.
Do you think he's kind of like, I don't want to say redheaded stepchild, but he kind of just been overshadowed, like just by the Sentinel? I feel like everyone was more excited. I think the Sentinel is just more of a broad reaching release.
For sure. Yeah.
And then we've had the Marvel versus Capcom stuff was a big thing. Of course, everyone's favorite, a Spider-Man Gamerverse line, right?
Huge release.
That wave.
Don't forget about the mini comic wave. Everyone wanted that.
Maximum stuff. Yeah, So.
But I do think I'm not in on Dragon Man. I just don't have
Kenny, what's your Fantastic Four in your collection, Kenny?
The retro carded Fantastic Four.
The retro card?
With the exception of the Human Torch, I did use the Walgreens Human Torch just because I felt like it looked in the display, it looked better. And then the other reason is for the Invaders, I'm using that Human Torch, the retro carded, because it looks like the original Human Torch, right?
Yeah, Invaders Torch, yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't have any Fantastic Four, and I still ordered this. So
Ooh.
Well, I think it's easy that this got overshadowed because it's a niche character, but the made to order concept is kind of perfect for something like this,
right?
Because it's going to be the ones that know about this niche character that want this figure made, and it's not like mainstream enough to really survive on a shelf at Target. But so it's weird that this is being the first made to order concept figure.
Yeah,
it's perfect as a program for him, but for recognition, I guess, across the toy community, he's very niche. So like I could see why he would kind of like fade into the background, even though this looks to be an amazing figure. I'm super hyped about this too, Kenny. So I'm so glad that this is like the start of your list. This is your number 3?
This is my number 3.
Yes. Okay.
David, I didn't ask you about your Fantastic Four because I assume you have all of the Fantastic Four.
I sure the hell do. Yeah. My displays are by era. So my Walgreens Fantastic Four is starting over there. Is my 60s era. And then my 80s is navy and white retro carded ones. And then the black and blue ones are all the way over there in the modern era shelf. So got them all. Hopefully Future Foundation would be the next one in the white suits, because that would really complement this Dragon Man.
How many Dragon Man did you get though?
I only ordered one. Yeah. I don't need more than one of that. That's going to be huge, and it looks like he's going to take up a lot more space than the Fantastic Four Classics one that is in the display up there. Where is he? He's like,
I think I see him back there.
He's like right around there. Yeah, he's up there between like Baghead Spider-Man and Jack Kirby. So
okay. Yeah, this thing's going to take up a lot of space. My question is, God, we got all these bulky figures, right? We've got the Sentinel coming out, Dragon Man, that huge Juggernaut, Garganto. My God, dude. Like, these shelves are about to be packed.
Got to get real creative displaying this kind of huge stuff. I don't know.
Whew. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't need this. I'm glad I didn't need this. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. With Juggernaut, I pre-ordered it, but I'm like, God, I'm gonna have to wait and see, because God, that's huge. It is huge. But I want it. But am I gonna have somewhere for it is the biggest question. And yeah, I can make a spot, but we'll see. Okay. So Kenny's number 3 is the made to order Dragon Man. Let's go to Alexi's number 3. Bam. Ugh.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not shaming you, Alexi. Not.
Well, it's hard because I'm like in that phase of my collection where it's really starting to take shape, and I'm really investing into the minute areas that I want to expand, and Batman the Animated Series is part of that. However, really the only choice we have for a 6-inch scale Batman the Animated Series is the DC Collectibles, which is now the McFarlane Toys DC Collectibles. And other than that, there really is no option. So I'm looking forward to this a lot because it's another option for the animated series, but not so much because I think it's going to be the absolute best 112 like action figure of the year or anything like that, which is why it's my number 3 and not like something higher up, because my interest is peaked with this, but I'm not expecting it to blow me away.
And here's the thing too, Alexi, like if you're going to take a chance with anything, I think taking a chance with Mezco is really safe because you can always sell it and get your money back. You can always sell it and get your money back because it's going to, once the pre-orders are gone, sold out, it's not like they're going to reissue this Batman unless it's like way down the road on a like maybe different accessories or a different color scheme. Cell shaded. They might do that McFarlane cell shading on that fabric.
Interesting. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to address Flipuma's question in the chat about Dragon Man. Guys, has there been any update on Dragon Man? Any words? I haven't seen anything.
I think August was where they moved it up to.
Okay.
Or maybe that's where it was originally, but soon.
Alexi, Pox with you. Poc Photos is with you. That's a great pick. I'm all in on anything animated series. I'm a good stand. Unless
Poc Photos, if Mayfex announces an animated series, like we're about to see what their new figures are coming out for the next year in their July show, I'll feel dummy because I already put down my $11 non-refundable deposit on this, so I'm all locked in.
Man, you just hold it for a couple months once it comes out, and then sell it for make every penny back, even after the seller fees. So, Alexi, I'm glad that you're excited about this. That's the most positive thing I can say about it. I don't like the way it looks, but that's just me. I don't care if anyone else likes it. I'm happy for anyone else liking it. Something, just the shape, the silhouette. But like I said before, you could get this in hand and it could just be amazing. Which I know, like, it's the promo shots for Mezco aren't always that great on like their licensed properties usually. And then the figures normally turn out better than the photos looked. I know, thinking about the TMNT figures, the Power Rangers. So,
do you have any Mezco, Justin?
I had the Green Ranger and I sold it.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't have any. I considered pre-ordering the Samurai Jack, but I couldn't pull the trigger on it. It was a little niche for like $95. It was a little niche. But the Green Ranger was awesome. I was just constantly worried I was going to pop a seam on the suit or something, or get it like a white piece dirty. So good pick, Alexi. Just your number 3, and I hope it turns out great. And we know that at least he's the Joker, so he'll have somebody to punch. And then by 2042, you might get a couple more villains. So maybe.
What anniversary would that be for the animated series? 2042 from 1992?
92 to 42 would be 50-year anniversary.
Oh, there we go.
Hey,
wow.
There you go.
I feel like they could do a really good animated series Two-Face. Because he's got a suit, and it would be like colored really well. Probably not a good Clayface from that show.
Ooh, Penguin. They'd do Penguin good.
Penguin, I feel like they would knock Penguin out of the park, even be able to like bend his legs. Catwoman. Yeah, it could go. See, I had to order this so that the rest of the figures may live.
Yeah.
You're welcome, everyone.
And chances are half of us won't live to see the rest of the line get released. just going off statistics. Just statistics, All right. So, David, your number 3. And I don't know if you want to mention any honorable mentions before we get into these shows.
My only honorable, I'm kind of continuing my theme from last week of like brands and things I'm excited for with the brands. You know, David, Evan, and Smith all have very broad choices. So my honorable mention is still Jada, because of their Scooby-Doo line. I'm excited to see that this year. It's coming. It's supposed to be what, Q3 or Q2? I thought it was Q2, but we're getting to the end of
almost done
right now. So haven't seen it yet, but it's supposed to be coming soon. So I'm hyped for Scooby-Doo from Jada. That line should be amazing. And then there's G.I. Joe Classified. So I'm definitely in for the Polar Bear, and I'm in for the Fireman and any other first responder kind of characters. I think they're great generic troop builders that can fit into any display. That exactly, Justin. Like, I ordered 3 of the Firemen on Amazon, and you know they give you the head options and like helmet, mask, and all sorts of ways you can kind of make them all different from each other. And then the Polar Bear, like I don't know if you didn't include any of like the action slides, right, Justin?
No, just this one.
The Polar Bear like action shots are awesome for this set. Like the screaming head and the like they have him standing on his hind legs and like lunging at Snake Eyes. Like it's I can't wait to see what the Polar Bear is going to be able to do in the display.
That bear trap accessory is cool too.
Yeah, you got the bear trap. You got the patch that has the tranquilizer darts like in the patch of skin for the shoulder of the Polar Bear. Like there's some awesome options in that. So cannot wait. You boys got toys. Yeah, so I'm just really hyped for these kind of things from Classified. I'm all in on the animals, all in on the fireman, the police officer that they showed off. I'm hoping an EMT is next in line for like a medical response team.
It's got to be, right?
It has to be. I mean, it's those 3 things, right? Like fireman, police, and EMT, right? So, yeah.
What about the Indian chief? Oh, that's a different group.
Oh, yeah, that's that's the village people.
Yeah, I'm with you, David. This, like I said, I got rid of my Classified except for the animals. I kept all the animals.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered 2 of these firefighters. It's 2 different head options, everything. Who knows? I might get a 3rd if they ever go on
third
sale,
with the helmet and the mask. You know,
exactly. And I will get at least 2 of the police officers when that pre-order finally goes up. Hopefully, it's just great, man. Like anything generic, like that can just be like a generic army dude, a firefighter, a police officer. It's what is our friend Dan who always say? It's all about
world building.
And nope, that didn't summon card back. Ah, damn it. We got to say it 3 times. World building.
Having that plastic representation of things on your shelf that are so nostalgic. Yeah. All that.
Yeah. Yes. Hope they made paramedics so I can finally get my Madam Web action figure.
There. Love that.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this is the closest we'll ever get, Flapuma. Definitely the closest we'll ever get. Great picks, David. Great picks. I'm torn. So the G.I. Joe animal packs usually always go on sale at some point. So I'm hoping this set goes on sale at some point. So I can get.
I don't know, man.
What is their? What does Pulse's quarterly sale look like on the Joe's side? Like, do they have army builder stuff usually, or you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure.
No.
I don't. I mean, I buy G.I. Joe, but I don't really collect it. You know, so like I just try to pick stuff. So I'm never really like scanning sites for like deals.
For Legends, it's like Karnak and the MCU Eternals, right? That's always on sale page.
Yeah, I don't know. This Polar Bear is really nice. Like, and it got a lot of big buzz when they announced it at last year's New York Comic Con, right?
My only critique is it could be bigger. That's my only critique. But
you think so?
Yeah, it could be bigger.
Look at him in scale to that Snake Eyes, though.
It's true.
Exactly.
It could be bigger, David.
It could have come with a bottle of Coke too.
Oh, there we go.
I'm sure that there is a bottle of Coke somewhere that is in scale that we could
Hobby
use
Lobby.
with this.
Hobby
in
Lobby.
display.
I've got some. I'll send them to you. I'll send you one, David. I'll send you. There you go. All right. So great pick, David. So I guess what is it me? Is it me?
Yeah.
So my number 3 is I'm going to surprise myself because I can't remember at the moment. Bam. There we go.
Hey.
Honorable mention was the picture still made the slideshow, David.
Mm-hmm.
David's honorable mention is my number 3, the Scooby-Doo Jada line. So I'm super excited for this. I'm all in on it because you got to have the entire Scooby gang, right? And the fact that we're getting, so it's a double-edged sword. I want the Scooby gang now. Like I want them all now. It's going to kill me waiting, right? So the fact that it's one member of the group and 2 monsters per wave, it's bad because you have to wait for all the gang. But it's also good for, again, say it, world building.
World building.
The fact that we are guaranteed 2 monsters per wave, that's really cool because I can't wait to see where they go with the deep cuts.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, God, how long has Scooby-Doo been around? How many monsters?
Since the 70s, at least, right? Or the 60s?
Yeah, it's
70s.
70s.
70s?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it holds up, man. I love going back and watching any of the Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
as
yeah,
long as,
absolutely.
yeah. I mean, Scrappy-Doo makes me want to bang my head against the wall. But any Scooby-Doo is fun. Even a pup named Scooby-Doo. That was a fun little cute show.
That was.
Oh, yeah, when they're kids.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm getting all warm and tingly.
Right. It's just a feel-good show, man. And I can't wait. Jada, they're known for cars before figures. So they've got to give us a 1/12 scale Mystery Machine. And that will be a day 1 pre-order. Day
wild. They kind of have to, though, right?
Yeah, they have to. Ramen Toys did like a take on one with the ramen van, where it's like a Mystery Machine looking, but it's like more of like a fighting zombies type thing.
Yeah.
So you could fudge it, but it's never going to be like the iconic Mystery Machine. It looks cool, but yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for this line. It's like Alexi said, it gives you the warm and fuzzies right there.
I was kind of gonna cherry pick. I think I wanted originally just to get the core group, and I was gonna kind of skip the monsters. But like, look at that mummy. Like, there's a ball joint at the waist that you can see, and then a diaphragm joint. And
they didn't have to go that hard.
They really didn't. Like, that's some great stuff, and it's kind of expertly hidden in the wraps sculpting.
Yeah.
So like, I'm kind of hyped for the mummy now. So, and I think that the Frankenstein comes with that old man Williker's head, right?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I might have to get both of those monsters, and then like maybe that'll be the only monsters I get. But then who knows what the next wave would be, right? Like, I could be completely like gobsmacked by the next wave that comes with Scooby. So who knows?
And the other monster, this rubber overlay, that's going to be a thin, pliable rubber overlay, like what they do.
Oh yeah.
So it's not going to like be that what they call like a traffic cone at all. I expect like my expectations for Jada, they've just put the bar up here, man. So, and I just want to see it keep going up. I'm still waiting on my Blanca and Sagat from Big Bad, but I'm patiently waiting, because this is what tickles my fancy right here. So let's see here. So now we're going into the number 2s. So,
you're not recycling the video graphics from last week?
That's what you're saying.
I could. You know what? I will. So this wraps up our number 3s. I didn't get any. So that wraps up our number 3s. So I'll go ahead and play the number 3.
3. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
My son's been quoting Home Alone today. Just randomly. Just saying Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. So let's see here. So going into number 2, Kenny.
With the addition of 2, count 'em, 2.
He got 2. Who does number 2 work for? Who does number 2 work for?
You know, if you're gonna put them together, you got to reuse them, right? Reuse
Yeah,
is the name of the game, right?
Fair. I think that's fair.
Speaking of reuse, Kenny, I don't think this will ever get reused past past this.
I don't think. Yeah, what options could there even be here? That tongue can only do so many things.
Oh, it can do a lot.
A lot, I bet.
So, Kenny, what is this? Tell us about this.
All right,
What
so
the
we're looking
hell?
at the boogeyman from Real Ghostbusters, right? So I wanted to like mention something about the Real Ghostbusters because I'm very much looking forward to all of it, but I wanted to, I had to select something in there to highlight what I'm looking forward to, right? But in reality, my answer for number 2 is all of the Mondo Real Ghostbusters. But if we have to look at one of the ghosts that I'm looking forward to the most, it is the boogeyman, specifically because like this one, I just have such great memories of watching and rewatching this episode as a kid. So when this was announced as one of the ghosts to be included with a Ghostbuster, I was like, hell yeah! Like I'm super on board for this. This is gonna look cool. I mean, just look at this thing. It looks wild. It's got that like 80s haircut, semi mullet thing going on. Like he's in the band Kaja Gugu, singing Too Shy Shy. Yeah, you get it. You know where I'm going with this. But yeah, just look at this. This thing is wild looking. It looks exactly like it's coming out of the cartoon. I don't know that it's gonna stand well, but
Thinking that.
it'll look good.
But hey, in his proportions, it'll fit perfectly with your Todd's Mods collection.
That's right. That's right. Yes, yeah. They'll complement each other well.
So, you're really nostalgic about this cartoon?
Yeah. I Real Ghostbusters was like my favorite cartoon as a kid. So I was super psyched when I wasn't psyched that Mondo was doing it because I knew that would come with a cost, but I was psyched that they were coming out. So yeah,
they got you. Especially, so here's the thing with Ghostbusters, Hasbro also does Ghostbusters. It could be any company could turn around and do these. I feel like eventually they might, but it's a risk, right? It's like, do you not get these and bank on someone else doing them, and then they don't, and these are going to be borderline impossible to backtrack on, or do you just front the buck and get them now?
Right. Exactly. And that was part of my fear too, wondering if Hasbro would eventually do these, but I don't know what the licensing with these things are, and if there are complications with like maybe Hasbro only has the movie likeness rights and
probably
Mondo somehow got the animated likeness stuff. So who knows?
Todd might get them.
Todd could get it instead, right? And then I'll be happy that I went with Mondo because they'll be the better figure. So, but yeah, if in reality Hasbro does have this or get this license, and in 3 years from now they put out their own set, am I gonna feel like bad about buying these? I don't think so, right? Because these look like they're going to be great representations. They have a lot of accessories going on with them. The price is shit, but it's Mondo, so you kind of expect that. The detail is going to be better than what Hasbro puts out, but like the Hasbro version, say like Hasbro does this, I think they would still do a decent job of it, like they did with, say, the Lightning Collection, monsters and things like that, right? Like they did a good job with those bigger monsters. So it could be a good offering, right? But look, in that hypothetical, we're 3 years away. So that not a problem. I'll have these in a few months. So boom.
Exactly. You can, and a good way to justify it, if you will. Yes, let's see. I can't hotkey shit. There we go. Justify it, Kenny. If you need the justification, think about it this way: like the 2-pack is like 200, right?
Yes.
So, but it's a 2-pack. So you're paying like what I would pay for some of my SH Figure Arts, or what close to what Alexi would pay for like a Mafex, right?
Exactly.
You can kind of justify it in that way. That's so. I mean, is it import quality? We don't know. We don't know. But Mondo is more of like, I guess you could say, type company. So what they do is you're going to get more paint, you're going to get more work on the sculpts, and it's just going to be more quality. And typically, as long as you're not talking about Maximum Series, you get what you pay for, really,
Yeah.
when it comes to anything. So is this for everybody? No. But if you're like Kenny and you're a huge real Ghostbusters fan, then yeah, this might be for you, right? David, either you interested in these at all?
No, I think it's a smart play though. You were onto something with the logic of like, do I buy these now? Do I wait and see if Hasbro does something down the line later with real Ghostbusters? But in my, like Justin mentioned, as a MythX collector, like if you really like something, just go for it. And David's the same way. Not to speak for David, but when a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to wait to see if it goes on sale, David is like, no, I'm going to get it now because I want it. And then, later, F it. So I think if you really want this, then you made the right choice by ordering it because they do look really good.
And the thing is, like, it won't be the Ghostbusters so much that'll be the issue. It'll be these larger ghosts, right? Because these are the timed releases. Whereas the Ghostbusters, you can still order, like all the ones that have been announced, you can still order the single Ghostbusters, right? So what it'll come down to is these larger ghosts.
Yeah. Talking about huge aftermarket cost. God, these are going to be big.
That's what I was
aftermarket.
Thinking.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Kenny, about the Lightning Collection comparison. Like they did execute the sculpts of the monsters very well, but there was a lot of monsters that they kind of skimped on the paint.
Yes.
And to Justin's point, like this Mondo is gonna give you or the paint detail on top of a great sculpt. And who's to say which monsters Hasbro would choose to produce, out of the large library of ghosts and monsters that they had in the show. So, like, I think, Alexi knows me well at this point. Like, if you love it and you're passionate about it,
let it go.
Don't.
Sorry.
And stop loving it. Because everything dies and it's not worth it.
No, buy it. You only YOLO. So enjoy these things that are important to you. Don't wait. You play a dangerous game with the aftermarket pricing. If you wait for some kind of discount or sale,
did you say a dangerous game with aftermarket pricing?
Yeah.
Justin is prime example of he's learning the lesson the hard way, not to wait. Buy it when it first comes out because it's at least standard retail pricing. And then, if you end up not really loving it, then sell it for when the aftermarket goes up,
Exactly. Oh, Home Dude, I agree with that so much. I really hope that next year's Ghostbuster HasLab will be Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but
low-hanging fruit, right? They've got to.
Yeah.
Or if not a HasLab, maybe they do the made-to-order model.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect, right? It'd probably be around, would you think it'd be Giant Man size?
I think probably $200, yeah.
Yeah. They wouldn't do like Dragon Man, right? They would do bigger than Dragon Man.
They'd have to. Like, it would have to be like that thing size.
Oh, for a Stay Puft?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I would think Giant Man at least.
I kind of want that Batmobile, Kenny.
Giant Man or Sentinel. Galactus is the biggest we've ever gotten, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So probably like Giant Man or Sentinel.
What's John saying? Still waiting to see if Kenny likes Superman enough in a couple weeks to order the Hot Toys figure. These might make that decision for him, John. These Ghostbusters. But David, like, just one last thing. Like, you kind of alluded to it. Just Hasbro might do the real Ghostbusters down the road, but who's to say they even touch the ghosts? They might just do the Ghostbusters themselves, and then you'd be like, damn it. Yeah. So great.
Future is not promised. We never know what anybody is going to make ever in the future until they show it to us. So like, it's just a risky game. Like this,
exactly.
It's the the Mr. Right Now versus the potential
Yeah.
something that could come along in the future. Like,
Buy your toys today because you could die tomorrow. Okay.
exactly.
Just
That's
do
right.
it.
Amen, brother.
That's right.
Justified.
All right. So Kenny's number 2, the real Ghostbusters, specifically, just as an example, we got, what was his name again? The Boogeyman.
The
right?
Boogeyman, yeah.
Boogeyman. Nice.
He's
All right,
wild
so-
with those hoofs and wearing no
Oof.
pants.
Man,
I'm
that
telling
tongue.
you,
That
no,
tongue, man.
no pants at all, man. Just
No.
let it all hang out there.
Not even trying to wear like a sensible
Not even
panty
like underwear. Yeah, exactly.
thong, you know.
On to Alexi. Now, Alexi, so this is InArt Batman, right?
Yeah, so this is a 1/12 scale. It's like true 1/12 scale, so it's probably going to be closer to the SH Figure Art Cyclops height than it is the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight figure. So it's basically an import style. It's a little, I guess it is about the same price as an import, but this kind of came out of nowhere this year. If you recall back maybe 2 to 4 months ago, a lot of channels on YouTube were releasing their reviews of this figure because the company literally sent out a bunch of copies to YouTube channels to review. So they went up for a pre-order during that time. A lot of reviews came out. It looks really, really good. Prior to this figure, your only opportunity to get a highly articulated 6-inch scale Christian Bale Batman was, from Mafex. And that was an early figure from Mafex, so the quality on it was not that great. It's very hit or miss. I myself had the Mafex Dark Knight figure, and the knees were just too wobbly, and I ended up selling it. So I don't have any representation for the Christopher Nolan Batman films in my collection at this point, other than Ra's al Ghul and Christian Bale, Bruce Wayne, when he's in like that training garb, not even Batman. So really looking forward to this. They also have a lot of other stuff. This was more like what InArt is releasing overall, kind of like Kenny and David were doing. They're also getting into comic figures with the Batman Who Laughs. They're getting into video game figures with Batman Arkham Origins. So there's going to be a lot of really cool 6-inch Batman stuff, import style, coming from InArt in the future. They're not a brand new company. They're known for doing 1/6 scale figures, which is why the sculpt on their faces are like incredibly detailed, and they're kind of breaking into the 1/12 market now.
That's got to be like a great sign when you see somebody that started with these high scale figures and they perfected that. I guess per se, I don't have any of them, but I imagine they did really well in that market and said, well, let's just shrink it down, keep the same detail, and do this size and just break into a new market, right? And what's the price point going to be on these, Alexi?
So I ordered mine from one of those sites, kind of like Gundamn It. It's not exactly like 5K Toys. They do have some licensed and unlicensed products, but I ordered it from a site called 16thkit.com. I put $20 down, and I just got the invoice for $70 to complete and ship it to me. So all in all, it'll be $90 for this, and that's the deluxe version that you see here with like the stand and the unmasked head sculpt and all those accessories and stuff.
So I imagine the standard version is probably around like $20 less, maybe.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like $60 or something.
Not bad.
The one downside that a lot of the reviews, and I'll even acknowledge, is the cape is not wired. It's just a regular. It's a cloth cape. It's just not a wired cloth cape. So
yeah. Yeah, that's a downer. Oh, I wanted to bring this up. I noticed in the toy aisle at my Walmart, it kind of irked me because the Spin Master new Superman figures, the little generic, somewhat articulated Superman figure, single packed. I got to looking at it, and it has a cloth cape on like an $8 figure. It's not wired, of course, but a cloth cape on an $8 figure that has this. I'm pretty sure it had the Superman logo on the back of the cape too. So these companies, man, these companies have
really are
no
Spin Masters.
Excuse. As a question, would you guys be okay with Marvel Legends doing cloth capes even if they didn't have wires, or would you rather them stay plastic? Just a little side note, side question, sidebar.
We need wired capes. I don't want unwired fabric capes. Odin is wearing a damn like
Napkin.
toilet paper, cape.
Yeah.
And like I appreciate a soft goods cape, but the best part of it is being able to pose it dynamically. So the wire is essential. Like a limp little piece of fabric tacked onto the back of your figure is not the same thing. So
I think
only
in
wire.
Odin's case, it's because they knew that he would likely be sitting on something, like sitting on a throne, and a wired cloth cape was a bridge too far. But I agree. If you're gonna go cloth cape, just go wired cloth cape.
Yeah.
Kenny?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going cloth, then the wire definitely. For the longest time, I was always like, I don't really want Legends to switch to soft goods like this deep into the line because it just wouldn't match the overall aesthetic. But I've come around. I can appreciate a soft goods cape, but it needs the wire. Otherwise, it is pointless. It's just flapping there. Yeah, and it serves no purpose. I mean, it just sits, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
We'll say,
To be fair, in this instance, in the movie, the cape, unless he was like using it specifically to glide, the cape did kind of just drape down behind him.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a fair
but
point.
there were like as he moved around, the cape was dynamic around him. So the wire. Surely it wasn't a posable cape in the movie, but the wire lets you recreate a dynamic pose that you would see in a movie. So, like, you're wrong, Alexi. We need a wire. We need a wire in the cape.
Sorry, my headphones are cutting out. I didn't get any of that.
Shane Shooter says, has to be wired. I'll take a cloth cape on figures that don't need to sit. Other than that, has to be wired for me to want it. Okay. That's a fair point. I just figured it was a good talking point. Because I don't know, man. I'm so, like Kenny was saying, like Legends have done the plastic capes for so long. It's like we're kind of indoctrinated to it. But I will say, Kenny, like, don't worry. All right. I know you're worried about everything matching, right? If they start doing cloth capes now, they're going to re-release everything eventually anyway. So
That's
who
a
cares?
good point. Right? Yeah, it's what am I even talking about?
Right. But yeah, man, if I'm just saying, like, if McFarlane is doing it, these other companies can do it too. It's going to get to a point where every other company is doing wired cloth capes, and it's just Marvel Legends that aren't doing the wired cloth capes. Maybe when we go to
cheap, you can get cheap wired cloth capes on eBay or wherever.
Yeah.
And like they're what, some for $6. Like you can go and backtrack and replace ones on older Legends to match if they were to go there for newer Legends. And I don't think that they would be like anchored in the neck of things like the McFarlane ones are. I think they would be like plug-in, like I can't think of a cape. Like maybe Thor's would be anchored into the body, at the front, but other than that, most of them just like would plug somewhere, So you could swap out capes, It's just I always want more options, and you just get actual options when there's a dynamically wired cape.
Fair point. Fair point.
So
Home Dude saying, like, just hate when you're trying to get that pose and the plastic cape is just sitting there, just stuck. Yeah. If at least, like, if you're going to give us plastic capes, give us the soft, like, pliable ones. I can't stand when I get a Legend and it's just like such a hard plastic cape.
Traffic
There's
cone.
nothing to do with it. Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it does help them stand. So
that's true. Gambit coat or something.
I mean, Mindbender has a soft goods little jacket.
Yeah.
On a retro.
Oh, nice.
Not wired.
David just wanted to show that figure off again. That's all.
I was actually going to shout out Jared Byrne. So Jared Byrne in the chat, you boys got toys. I've been using 1/6 kit for over 10 years. They're great to deal with. Never any issues. I love to hear that. This is my first time ordering with them. And then Jared also said earlier, InArt previewed their Catwoman, and it looks amazing. I have their 1/6 Dune Paul Atreides, and it's honestly the most amazing figure I've ever owned.
Oh, yeah, nice. And then John just hates cloth goods on 1/12 scale figures. John, how does it feel to be wrong?
John hates logic. John hates. I'm John. I love you, but you're completely on the wrong side of history with this one. I don't know. How drunk are you right now, John? I don't know.
Not drunk enough to be watching this stream, David. All right. So, David, let's get into your number 2.
All right.
Twos. I'm sorry, number 2s.
All of mine.
Marvel Legends in general. Okay, on to my. I'm just kidding. So, David, so yeah, you shot me the pictures. I just threw them all in one slide. So,
I mean, I'm with Kenny on the excitement for Dragon Man and the X-Men 97 Sentinel made to order product. I'm most hype. The most upcoming one I believe is the She-Hulk in here for Fantastic Four, and fittingly thrown up the 2 sign as a number 2 choice.
True.
In here. But that's a great looking She-Hulk, and I've been waiting for that since they announced the Iron Man carded one, so that's great. And then, of course, the 2 favorite Gamerverse options to come out of those announcements. The staggering Gargantos figure in his cool hip-hop pose, and Psylocke, which hopefully arrives very soon from my source. But yeah, like, there's just some bangers are coming out soon from Legends. Like, the back half of the year should be amazing if the rollout is July, August. Like, if July is start of Gamerverse for me, August would be Dragon Man and She-Hulk, and then into September, October, November for Sentinel and Gargantos. Like, it's just going to be the hits keep on coming. Like, some great looking stuff.
I'm excited, but my bank account, my wallet, is really hoping they stagger the releases.
Yeah.
Really,
well, that's why
really
each of these is like a month of their own. Like, I should be around, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want all of this to land on me in August, you know?
Yes. If it all starts landing in the same month, some choices might have to be made and backtracking later. Because that's a lot. Let's see. So, out of all these, which one are you most looking forward to, David?
I truly can't choose. Like, you're asking me to choose between like children. Like each of them is so different and unique and like serves its own purpose. Like, how do I pick what I'm most excited for? Like, Dragon Man is going to change up what my cosmic display looks like. Gargantos, I don't know how I'm going to be able to display that, but I'm excited to figure it out. My roommate ordered one, and he's trying to figure out how to like rig it to like a corner of his wall, like it's just crawling up the wall. The Sentinels, like, I ordered 3 of those, and I don't know where the space is going to be for 3 of those to go, but they're so, and like, I sent you a picture of like the herd of them, like flying, and they're all like with the different interchangeable parts to differentiate them, the busted faceplate and the wire sticking out of his chest and all that. Like, there's just so many options, and that's what I love about these releases particularly. It's like it can completely change what your displays look like, you know. They're game changers, you know. So I'm excited for all of them. I can't choose. They're just all amazing.
That picture might make an appearance later on in the slideshow, David.
Okay.
So it might. All right.
Justin, show them how it's done. Which one of your kids do you like the most?
Oh, definitely the older one. He can wipe his own butt. So,
boom. See,
yeah,
not even.
Toss the baby.
We know you have a favorite.
Yeah. Now, as they get older, I guess I just have to let them fight it out. Be like, you know, just throw the piece of steak in the room and close the door. You know, that's how you do it. Oh, we have a $5 super chat from Shane Shooter. Thoughts on 97 Sentinel's torso? On Dwight's picture of a sample, it's been getting some hate online for looking a little too squat. Yeah, see, I'm hoping, in all the photos, it looks like there's no articulation there, but wasn't the rumor that it was just, this is a sample, so, and there will be articulation in the torso?
I understood it was a ball joint below the belt. Didn't anyone?
Okay.
Does that ring a bell with anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's supposed to have the same or similar articulation scheme as a 6-inch Marvel Legend, right? So when they brought it to New York Comic Con, this back to Ryan Ting earlier, I talked to him about it specifically while he was setting it up, and that's what maybe he lied to me, and that's why we are where we are. But I believe that he did
just
not.
lied
So,
constantly. That's why he got fired.
No. It will have like torso, and then it will have an upper thigh cut as well.
Okay. I have seen some hate on it. I don't know, man. I just, once we get it in hand, right? Once we get it in hand, I think that'll make, but then by that point it's too late for anybody to go back and order it. So I guess you'll either get it and you'll love it, or I think it'll be great as long as it's imposing. But it does look a little, I don't know, it's accurate, but something in the pictures does look a little off to me in the torso. I can't
short, right? Like it looks, like his arms and legs look long, and the torso. I think that's maybe where Shane was going with that. Like it looks short, right?
Oh yeah,
his arms are really dangling.
Primer said, "You're being cruel, Kenny."
All in good fun.
And Shane Shooter says the picture on his Instagram looks more squat than the digital render, but it does look articulate with a ball at the waist. Okay, so it looks even more squatty, I guess. Ugh. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's not any more shortened than what it is.
It's gonna be an amazing toy. It is.
Yeah,
it's gonna be an amazing toy. I promise you.
Bring it into
it. You all. Timestamp this video.
Will it into existence, David. Toy. Will it into existence. All right. So, speaking of willing something into existence, I feel like I did with this line with my number 2. So, I went over my top 3 last week of the year, and my number 1 figure was a Yu-Gi-Oh figure from SH Figure Arts. So, my number 2 most anticipated figure for the second half, and I hope we get it before the end of the year. I feel like we should. They've been rolling these out pretty well. We're finally getting one of the duelists from Yu-Gi-Oh. We're getting Yami Yugi here. Comes decked out with accessories, lots of different hands, lots of different card holding hands for when he's playing the game. A dual disc that actually, moves, so you can have it in both modes. I thought it was really cool. They included this mirror force effect for like when he's actually playing the game. Different faces. His jacket, you can have jacket on, jacket off, however you feel, So this tells me that they're going to be doing the duelist and maybe some smaller monsters in the regular SH Figure Arts line while continuing the bigger, heftier monsters in the Monster Arts line, which comes with a heftier price point. Keep them coming, SH. Keep them coming, SH Figure Arts. I want all the duelists. Of course, Kaiba's got to be next. Keep the monsters coming out. This is so cool. This is so cool. I want representation from like every childhood show that I loved on the shelf right there. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. I get new stuff too, because we kind of have to. But when you can just tug on my heartstrings and give me like this kind of stuff that I never thought I was gonna get, I'm all in. Flipuma, yeah. all the time.
I'm laughing at.
Is the jacket soft goods on this?
I don't know. I don't think so. It looks molded because how it is right here in the picture, it looks like it's just when it's on it's like that same shape.
It's just like a swappable. What about the pants? No different pants.
The what?
The pants. Yugi's pants.
What about them?
Like those are plastic, right? Not soft goods.
Oh yeah. I think because SH Figure Arts, they haven't been doing any soft. They finally gave us a soft goods cape with the newest Teen Gohan, newest Super Saiyan, like Cell Saga Gohan.
Oh, that's right.
And I think the next Piccolo is going to have a soft goods cape, or maybe it was the Daima small Piccolo that they announced. So those are rolling out. So maybe by the time like we get to Kaiba or something, he'll have like a soft goods like trench coat or something. So that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I'm excited for this. I'm all in. I've already got it pre-ordered. I've already got it, I think, partially paid for right now. So yeah, I'm all in. You know, we're gonna get a regular Yu-Gi at some point. None of you guys have ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't think, but this is like a character that's like two different personalities, and he looks a little different based on which like person's in control. So yeah, they could reuse.
We've all been there.
Yeah, right. All right. So what's I knew talking about weep shit, John's gonna have something to say. 100% John in the mix of sculpted plastic for most of the costume and fabric that doesn't scale properly for one especially good. I think he's just still on about like the soft goods on 1/12 scale figures. We're not listening, John. We're not listening. Okay.
You're wrong, John. You're wrong.
You're wrong. On to Kenny's number 1. And you know I gotta play the video. You getting it? You getting it once?
Oh, number 1. I'm number 1.
We're number 1. We're number 1. You are my number 1.
He was number 1.
All right. So
my number 1 is a Yu-Gi-Oh figure.
Oh yeah. I think you had to change the slide. No.
Hey.
I'm not prepared to tell you about that, even though Justin just spent 5 minutes talking about it. I blacked out. But here's my number 1. We were just talking about the Sentinel, and here it is. This is absolutely what I'm most looking forward to this year. I've got a few on pre-order. I'm not sure where they're going to go, but that's not a problem for me now. That's a problem for future Kenny to figure out. And as you saw with my pickups, I have started to fill in those gaps for those X-Men 97 figures. And I'm looking forward to it because now I get to build out a new shelf, right? I get to put a whole new display together. X-Men 97. This isn't the reason why I'm backtracking on it is because I don't collect this stuff, right? I collect comic figures, some MCU. I wasn't collecting cartoon figures, but that series is so good that I had to dedicate some space. I haven't dedicated it yet, but I will. And
you said you bought a few. What is a few, Kenny?
We'll find out.
Very vague. That's a very vague number. It's not.
Well, there's at least 2 different orders with more than 1 in each of those orders. So yeah.
Huh.
We'll see.
So are you going to
I think right now I have 5 on pre-order, but I absolutely do not intend to take all 5. I think 2 is where I'm going to land. But Dan, who pressured me into placing 2 separate orders with multiple Sentinels in them. So just in case, right?
Put that on a shirt. Dan, who pressured me.
Dan, who pressured me.
So Kenny, these can hang from the ceiling right next to your classified Rattler that you're going to have coming and the Dragonfly.
Got to utilize that space, right? The ceiling is open. Obviously, they fly, as you see here. Maybe that's just what I do with the display. They're just all flying through the sky.
Yeah. Perfect.
I got options. But yeah, look, I think these are going to look great. I know we've seen some of the prototype. We've seen some of the updated, but we haven't seen like the full final product yet, right? So it's going to be a nice looking centerpiece on a shelf. So
it's going to be great.
That's what I got for you. X-Men 97 Sentinels.
All right. So it's great choice, Kenny. I think everyone's at least a little bit excited about these. If you're not, you're lying, right? So Alexi, let's go to your number 1. Boom.
What?
Yeah. And actually my honorable mention was going to be the HasLab. The made to order Marvel Legends Hasbro Sentinel. Those things look incredible. I also ordered 3 of them. I have a space for them already. It's going on my X-Men battle up there. I actually recently sold the Days of Future Past Amazon exclusive Sentinel that came with the packed in Future Wolverine. So I recently sold that, $100, sold like same day. So if you got one of those, you're looking to unload, they go anywhere between 100 and 150. I always sell low and get it into the hands of another wanting collector. So I got $100 for it, and I'm going to replace it with the 3 Sentinels I have on the way. So really looking forward to that. Again, with the Dragon Man, I feel like he's getting overlooked, but we're going to get a lot of reviews of people saying like, wow, this is actually really cool when it comes out, because people just have like such low expectations for it. Whereas the Sentinel, probably going to get picked to bits because people will have such a high bar of expectations for it. But I'm looking forward to him. I think it's going to be sick. So honorably mention that. Now we're going to move on to my actual number one, and that is the 2 figures from Mafex that in the past for Legends, one has been the most disappointing, and that goes back to the hard plastic traffic cone clothing that Legends sometimes does. With Jubilee, when I had Jubilee twice. I had her when she came out in the Caliban wave, and it was too much of the vampire Bath Jubilee, and her arm would always fall out. Like it stayed in. It was just constantly like falling out anytime I would try to move it. So I got rid of that Jubilee, and then I got the VHS Jubilee. And the VHS Jubilee was perfectly cromulent, but the jacket was like, I like to pose them really dynamically and try to do as much as I can with like moving and stuff like that. So the jacket was a little bit of a hindrance. I'm really looking forward to the Mafex release because of the soft goods, because of the flexibility of the figure in general, like the articulation. So I think she's really going to be able to get picked up by Sentinels in a lot of new ways,
Yeah.
And then with Rogue, I still have Rogue in my collection from Marvel Legends from the Juggernaut wave. I have not gotten any of the new retro cards. I've spoken about it before. I paid a pretty high price for the Juggernaut wave Rogue. So I'm keeping her in my collection until the Mafex comes out. And Mafex can be hit or miss with their female figures, but I think this is going to be a pretty solid hit as far as Rogue goes. It would be nice to get some like effects to go with her, maybe some power effects. Same thing with Jubilee, like the smooshy pink effects are cool, but it would have been cool to get something a little more detailed.
Like more fireworks.
Sparkles.
Yeah, like fireworks, sparkles, something like that. That would have been really nice. But these are the 2 I'm looking forward to the most from Mafex this year. So these are figures that realistically will get released this year.
Yeah, they look great. And soft goods are just going to improve anything, really. John. Okay. So, great picks, Alexi. Great picks. Gotta say, I'm blown away. I was not expecting Mafex as the number one. Surprised me. All right, David, let's get into your number one.
I think I need to switch my number one to Alexi's gun show that he's got going on. Thanks, Alexi. Thanks. Happy Pride. So we're back at McFarlane.
And John left the chat.
John has left the chat. No, I mean, fittingly for Pride Month, I mean, the Rainbow Batman are continuing, so yellow and green are coming. This is not McFarlane in the photo because I don't have photos of all the colors, and they're not all confirmed yet, but excited to complete that this year. And then, of course, Batman Returns, world building, the nostalgic plastic representations for this movie. I consider it the best of the Burton Schumacher-verse Batman movies, having every one of them. Christopher Walken Max Schreck figure, Penguin Commandos of 3 different sizes, Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, Danny DeVito Penguin, even the Batman with the very stylized abs on his suit from this movie, and the high potential motorized duck vehicle that we've heard rumors of happening.
Some quacks.
It's gonna make my year. This is the thing. When this was first revealed, the renders that are shown right here, I said it's going to be what my entire year leads up to and what my entire year comes down from. This is the pinnacle for me for 2025. So cannot wait. Cannot wait. It's supposed to be summer 2025, so we're in summer. It's in. It's underway.
Any
So
day
let's
now.
see them.
Any
Let's
day.
get them. Give them
Great
to me.
picks, David.
Give them
Great
to me.
picks. And John says he hates it here.
Yeah, we know. We know.
It's
So,
okay,
Dave,
John.
are you going to get this pack of the Rainbow Batman in addition to the 7-inch scale Rainbow
No.
Batman? Or this is
No,
just
no.
the only Rainbow Batman pack that you can
This is
do?
just representing the Rainbow
Got
Batman
it.
that McFarlane's going to release. I'm not going to backtrack. I mean, the articulation, I mean, McFarlane's articulation leaves something to be desired, but this is even less. So,
Oh, are these not McFarlane? Yeah.
no, that was like probably DC Direct.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so, but yeah, they don't have a word on the red, pink, fuchsia Batman yet, and the blue is questionable. I don't know if they're going to do a blue. They might make us rely on the Silver Age Batman as the blue.
Yeah.
Another Batman repaint? Don't you dare think Todd won't do it, David.
But
Don't
I mean, we need these. We need these. We need to complete this. We need Zebra Batman. We need Rainbow Stripe Batman. So make it rain. Make it rain, Todd.
Oh, he will. He will, David. He will. All right. And, you know, somebody go check on Compulsive Collector, okay? Because now we're getting into my number one.
Oh,
So,
God.
so, my number one, okay, so this is stuff that is going to be released this year, right? So these are going to be technically reissues, right? But I think it counts. Okay,
No,
I'm saying a reissue counts.
doesn't count.
It counts. It counts, David. If it is brand new in packaging from the factory coming to my doorstep, it is a release this year. Okay. I'm not buying it on the aftermarket. It's a release from this year. It's a reissue. So it counts. And
But it's something you could have owned in 2022, right? So does it really count?
Yeah, it counts. It counts. David, you had a top 10 on a top 3 list. This counts.
What do you mean? It's only like on this screen, there's only like 13 figures.
Oh yeah. Yeah, see. So, and these are I guess technically model kits. So yeah, I know, David. Hey, this is
wow.
Yes.
Model kit reissue?
Yeah. Wow. So bam. These
what
are
the hell is
Zoids. Zoid from Zoid's New Century. These are the high-end master model, like marking plus versions. I don't know, they're reissues. So these were really, really expensive on the aftermarket. And they're pretty big, right? They're pretty big.
That's
so,
what he
said. Yeah. So going back to nostalgia and everything and like stuff I wanted when I was younger. I loved the show. It was like, think of like giant, like animal type mechs, and they fought in like tournament. It was like tournament style where the team travels around. There was like more story and stuff. So the white one right here is the Liger Zero. It was the main character's Zoid, right? It was, and they're kind of sentient too. Like at least this one was. So this was his base form, and see like the green, blue, and orange one. So that's Jaeger, Panzer, and Schneider. So based on who they had to fight, if like the regular one wasn't enough, he could switch out the armor. And like the blue one here, Jaeger, was like super fast, but it was kind of frail. Panzer, the green one, like could hardly move without like overheating and almost dying, but it was a freaking tank, and it just like could shoot out. It's like missile launchers all over it and these huge cannons if they just need a lot of firepower. And Schneider here, the orange one, just has a shit ton of blades for like close combat and stuff like that. So it was very adaptable. And I had the action figure of the regular Liger Zero, the white one, but I always wanted like toys of these other ones. And I was never able to get them. They never did a whole bunch of toys, and they were hard to find. Still to this day, they're very expensive and hard to find. But they've had model kits before, but I've never cared about model kits. I've never wanted to do model kits. But now expanding my collection and knowing that, okay, we're just not going to get action figures of these. I wish I would have gotten the model kits. And then it's like, oh, they're reissuing all of these when the aftermarket for these were like over 300 a piece. So them reissuing these for retail is like, yes, I'm all in. I'm all in. And yes, they are reissues, David, but these are marking plus and everything, whatever that means. So I don't care if they're reissues. I'm all in for these. I'm excited. And I don't need to go and get all the other ones. I just need this main character's like all the different versions of his, like the different armors and stuff. And this will just be like a center. This will be a shelf by itself. Haha. Just like it as its own big dynamic display. This is what I wanted when I was younger. So like 13, 12, 10-year-old, however old I was, Justin is just like screaming with excitement right now, being able to get these. So yeah,
This is your number one, huh?
Number one. I don't even care that they're reissues. I know Dan was like, damn it, Andrew's number one for the year was a reissue of Santa. I was like, yeah, well, yeah. But yeah, I'm so excited for these. I'm so excited for these. And they're staggered towards the end of this year. Like they're spread like a month and a half apart, like each of them for like the rest of the year. If they actually all make it by December.
Who makes these?
It is, let me see here. You're gonna make me butcher the name, David. Kotobukiya?
Kotobukiya?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a couple of comments from Compulsive Collector in the
I bet there are.
chat.
I bet there are.
a couple of comments. Yeah.
I bet there are. Yep, there's one. That was expected. Kenny, Alexi, and David visibly zoning out. Justin rambles. Look, John, there will be one other person that gets it. One other person that gets it. Okay. The German character names are a little concerning. It's not the characters, it's the armor, like the armors versions of
one's name is Snyder. Like, why not just name him Steve or something? Like the other ones sound a little more pizzazzy, you know?
Jaeger, Panzer.
Yeah.
Like Panzer makes sense. Tank. Yes, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I know I'm excited about these. So that's.
I'm glad that you're getting the opportunity to get these, Justin.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I don't care. I'm so excited.
Are you gonna do reviews of them?
No, they're like, I don't know, man. They're like model kits. Honestly, it's probably gonna take me a long time to put them all together, but it's gonna be like a journey of like putting one together like a month, I guess, whenever I have time to actually sit down and build it.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look a little complicated for model kits.
Oh yeah. So the only model kits I've done to this point are the two Beetleborgs I put together and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Blackluster Soldier. And if you count the blockies, I don't count the blockies. The blockies aren't actual model kits.
Do these articulate, or are they state like just?
Oh yeah, they articulate, they move and everything. So, and there's just no, besides model kits, there's no product for Zoids really. Like they did the action. I think it was Hasbro that did the action figures back in the day, and I still have the two I had like complete, and they're just super like expensive. You can find them cheap, but they're like beat to shit and missing pieces and everything. But finding them complete is really, really hard. Justin's going to be showing off his Flowers collection. That's we keep that down in the basement for. All right, now you know why Andrew's always down there, John. Now you know why Andrew's always down there. But guys, I think it was a very different. Everyone has like different things they're looking forward to, right? I've got my weeb shit. Alexis got his Mafex.
Kenny's looking forward to everything that I'm looking forward to, though.
Yeah. And David's looking forward to absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. I will say, David, I found you already have yours from Kenny, but I did see Bronze Batman in GameStop the other day.
Really?
Yeah. I thought about getting it, but I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. Ironically, I'm also thinking about the Kenny, you showed off the Frostbite Robin.
I did.
Thinking about ordering that and backtracking on the Batman just to put with the Mr. Freeze. I don't know why.
Alexei,
just
we
think-
found who's buying that.
God damn it.
I haven't yet. I'm just saying it's tempting to put near like Mr. Freeze, especially the Robin, because he did freeze Robin in the movie. So makes
I said
sense.
that.
Yeah. Lexi said that. Mike Hext is here. What's up, Mike?
Hey.
You're only a little late because we're wrapping up. Guys, we're done. We're done. Oh, wait, we're not done. Hold on. Entertain the chat while I go close this poll. And I'm gonna figure out what we're doing for the channel membership readout. Let's see here. Do I need to start another poll? Do I dare?
Could skip the poll. You know what's gonna be the vote.
Yeah, I think I might be skipping the poll this week. I don't know. It is Pride Month, David. I don't think we should skip the poll.
There'll be plenty of poll this weekend. No worries.
Let's see. Okay, the poll I'm ending is: did you hit the like button? Everyone, make sure you hit that like button. Okay. Ending it right now. Yes, of course. One at 73%. So thank you. The rest of the people are just everyone else. Is
There's 27% of people in this chat are dicks.
Yeah. Come on. What's wrong with you people? Cardback's here. Done. I just got here. It's okay, Cardback. Don't worry. Okay, we still have to do your favorite part of the stream. You're just here in time. You are just here in time, Cardback. Alexi, looked like you remembered something and ran off. So
it's convenient.
Mike X said, I voted. There we go. All right, so we are going to read out our channel members. And guys, I actually showed up on time, but fainted seeing Alexi in a tank top. That makes sense. So I think we could do something a little more fun, right? So what do you guys think about us just reading out the channel member list down in order, just like rotating, just round robin? Just
now you want to do a round robin?
Yeah. I'll say a name, then David, and then Alexi, and then Kenny. We'll just see how seamless we can make it. This could be terrible.
Make sure I can read the text here.
To be fair, Kenny, Justin does deserve it. I guess the frostbite figures, I guess. But see, now we got to wait for Alexi to get back. So, guys, while we're waiting on Alexi, make sure you hit that like button, okay? Well, like the video, and go ahead and become justified while you're at it. And there's a link in the description. You just click it. It takes you right to where you can click that join button, and then you can choose whether you want to be justified or justified MVP. We love you both, but no, if you only pick justified, Kenny will look down on you. It's just a thing. All right.
Alexi's back. You went to get the baby oil, Alexi?
What?
You went to get the baby oil?
Ran out of baby oil last night on the Friday stream.
Damn
it.
Gonna have to grab that.
It's true.
All right, Alexi, what we're gonna do is we're gonna see how well we can do this. So me, David, then you, then Kenny, and then back up to me. We're gonna take turns.
We're reading the full list 4 times.
No. So
we're doing a 4-way. We're doing a 4-way.
Yeah. So let's see how seamless we can make it. Yeah, we're gonna take turns.
Not my first time.
This is gonna be terrible. So thank you, everyone. If you're here, if you're a subscriber, thank you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if it's your first time dealing with us. This was a shorter stream this week, and now we can all go to bed a little earlier. But thank you for being here. Hit that like button on your way out. Go ahead and become a Justified channel member, and you will hear your name read out on this stream next Saturday, 8:45 p.m. ish Eastern Standard Time, and then about 2.5 to 3 hours later at the end of the stream. We thank you twice. So without further ado,
it'll be more painful, I promise.
So much more painful. It always is. We can guarantee that. So starting with the Justified MVPs. Thank you, Z-Man 12 Bat.
Legion X, my buddy Rick.
Compulsive Collector.
It makes sense that John Morrissey came to me because I am his favorite. So,
my secret other significant other, David, Evan, and Smith.
Oh, I'm your work wife. That's so touching. Michael Davis, shout out to you, Michael Davis.
Today is El Dia de los St. James. Peace be with you.
it also makes sense that I get to talk about myself. So, encountered culture.
Bringing toys to work, a gem in the collecting community. Thank you, Michael.
And my work mistress, Dan Who Reviews of the Justified.
And then how do I pronounce this?
We're moving on. Okay. Display once.
Kurt K, my favorite collecting grandpa.
Calls Cave, another member of the Gun Show.
Yeah, boys got toys.
Super Turk 5000.
I do have to say, first of all, thank you, Mikey Moon Boots, not Miley Moon Boots. Also, it was not planned out in this order for Kenny to read his name and Alexi to read his own.
But David didn't get to read his name.
No. But
no.
Justin had to say my name.
Used
right.
to saying it, all three of them.
Come on, Justin. Pride
But
Month.
thank you, Mikey Moon Boots.
And Jay's Toy Collection UK. Be safe up there in the attic.
Chi collects. And in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
And same to you, Jared Byrne. I guess good morning, because it's probably almost dawn by this point. So,
And Jesse Hubbard, this was almost the first stream nobody mentioned you possibly living in a cupboard.
Oh, couldn't get away from it. Shout out to Stoned Capybara, which is secretly like my favorite screen name on this list. Like, it just brings so many images to mind, you know?
that's fair.
Gabriel. Hey.
Lone Dragon.
It started with a click, Shelly.
The man, the myth, the legend, Phil Jones.
Silver Marine. Not quite gold marine. Better than bronze marine. Silver Marine. AG.
Yes. Rest in peace. Card back.
Darth Primus.
And hey, the Wolfpack Toy Review. I'm enjoying hanging with you on Instagram a bunch. You're very involved. Appreciate you watching my stories.
Sorry, which one am I again?
You're John.
Under
After Wolfpack?
Yeah.
Okay. A wap bab baloo bab, a wap bap bap, John Busey Jr. That's just what your name sounds like to me.
Wow.
I like it. I like that a lot. I'm sorry, Codeman 617. You're not going to get that kind of energy out of me. So.
And B Wong, we appreciate you. We appreciate you.
And you too, Braythen.
Cyber. I keep getting these one-word names. Cher, Beyonce, Cyber, all in the same category.
And I've got Robert Falcone, who may or may not have been in the mafia. So there we go.
Guarantee he was. And he was right there with K-Mac. And look at that. We closed it out with me reading the last one. None of that was planned. That worked.
Just like we planned it. Oh, I mean,
no.
what a coincidence.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, Cleva popped up. What's up, Cleva?
Hey.
Make sure you subscribe to Cleva's Multiverse. Good stream, guys. I caught the last half. I thought you was going to keep going. No, we're going to call it an early night, Cleva. We're going to call it an early night. And let's see here. John, if you guys could just waterboard me next week instead of doing this, that'd be swell. You know, why not do both, John? Why not do both? Every time we bring up Premiere,
we needed a theme for next week. So
yeah, there we go.
We got
the waterboarding collector. There we go.
Do you think, like, in torture like situations, they just play me reading off the
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
100%.
Possibly.
Yes.
John Morrissey with another $6.16 super chat. If you don't hit the like button, Justin will wear a tank top next week, and nobody wants that. Nope, nobody wants that. Thank you, John Morrissey. Thank you. But you know what we do want?
I ain't asking for the world here. I'm just asking for an 8 ball and $2 million.
Justified.
Justified. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. We'll have another fun show planned. Until then, just know we appreciate you and stay justified.